H-1B visa abuse is worse than you think. Oh, what's from Protocoding? Hello, I'm Chris Ness. I'm a KMP developer, tech support. You already know about tech support. I'm gonna react to this video from Protocoding. He was super excited when the first video I put up. He was like, "Oh my God, it's back! H-1B's visa's over, whatever." Well, we have a little bit more information now. He's got a little bit more solid attitude. But before I watched, get into this video, I want to show you a couple memes. All right, so I saw this video, this tweet or whatever on X, right? So it says, to be clear, this is not an annual fee. It's a one-time fee that applies to the petition. When first, they said it's first time, but then they also said it's also not one-time fee. It's one yearly. So who knows? Those who already hold H-1 visas are outside the country will not be charged. Okay, they're not gonna fuck people that are already on the program. H-1B visa holders can leave and re-enter the country with the same extent as they normally would, whatever ability they have to do with the protective of yesterday's proclamation. Okay, so you just basically say it's just the new ones. Um, this is only new visas, no renewals, current visa holders, and first apply of the next upcoming lottery cycle. Okay, whatever. And then I saw this other one. What is this here? I got this one here. It says okay, so this is Indian guy talking about it. So it's a hefty fee. I don't know. Are you gonna make 300 grand a year, 200 grand a year? I don't know. Maybe you should kick a little back to the country that's hosting you. I don't know. Anyway, I just think the whole H-1B visa, especially when we have such unemployment problems and people have problems finding work here in this country, like it seems a little. Maybe we should pause it. And maybe that might be controversial, but that's my opinion. I'm allowed to have it. And leave your opinion below in your comment section. Individuals already holding H-1B, okay, so they're not, so they're exempt, won't be charged to enter a fee to the United States. Okay, the initial panics. Okay, so there was a panicking. It was pretty funny. I want to hear what he has to say. Let's go here. It's not this one. Where is it? Okay, here it is. Yeah, this one here. Okay, sparked alarm, tech industry, largest group of visa tech companies. Okay, they're going to be initially advise their H-1B and H-1B visa employees who are outside the United States to return immediately. Okay, so there's all a bunch of kerfuffle, quite a bit of kerfuffle. And the curb the replacement of U.S. workers, cheaper foreign labor, and promote hiring of top talent. Blah blah. It says it could harm innovation, make it more difficult for U.S. companies to attract. I don't think so. If they're worth 100 grand, they'll come in. They'll amortize it, right? And they're saying it's like it's just going to be I've heard now the latest on it is it's only going to be the first year. They can amortize it over the 6-year period of the visa or whatever. Oh man, this is such a big problem. Let's see what he has to say about it.
All right, so with all the drama unfolding right now over the $100,000
Well, he was so excited yesterday, but today's a little different too. Let's keep going.
application fee for new H-1B visas after February 2026 that is going to be imposed. I'm sure there is a lot of people with F-1 visas scrambling to get their visas up, get them sponsored before February 2026. So what I want to do now is kind of deep dive into the visa system, kind of shed some light on some misunderstandings with these visas, and also go over some articles that are detailing more about them, and even go over some things that I didn't know, and I bet most people didn't know about visas. So before we get into these articles, first thing I want to talk about is this pipeline that we currently have.
Hold on. Sorry about that.
Now, you might have seen a TikTok out there of someone from Ontario in Canada talking about how there's essentially these diploma mills out there. And what they do is they give you masters, they give you bachelors in computer science, finance, and other specialized fields that H-1B visa holders can be specialized to work in. And really, when you look at the makeup of these classrooms, they are almost 100%. I mean, they probably are 100% international students coming into these universities. So these universities know that, okay, I can only get, let's say, I mean, how much is college today for a public university? 40 grand for a person who is local, but I could get up to 60 grand a year plus if I bring in someone international, even more than if it's out of state tuition. So universities have understood this for a while. That's why they have been bringing in international.
Yeah, it's not about getting top talent when you have diploma mill factories that are just pumping out stuff that's specifically for the law so they can get people from that country to come in. It's not the top talent. Come on now. So that's already blown off the table. Oh, it's to attract the top talent. It's like, no, that's not what this is. This is a money-making scam scheme. Let's keep going.
International students to fill these programs. And why international students would come in and take on these massive financial debts to go to these universities. Again, these aren't like big universities. In that video, it was Stanford, not the Stanford in Stanford,
Yeah,
California.
strip malls, freaking universities pumping out these things, diploma milling. This has to end. The scamming of the competency level is causing so many problems. This incompetency issue, that it's got to stop.
The Stanford in Brampton, Ontario. So again, all these random universities having these master's degrees, having these specialized degrees up there for students, they aren't from very prestigious universities. These are from just random universities out there. I mean, again, I'm going to crap on this university again, but UTD, you look at UTDs, and again, other university like this, you look at their master's program in computer science, it is 100% international students attending these classes. And why would you do this? Because this is how the pipeline works.
Guys, this is a money making scam. It's a money making. This has nothing to do with upgrading the talent or finding the best talent or trying to get up these people's quality of life, whatever that means. Why do we have to go to India to get the quality of life? This we should be helping our people here. But let's keep going.
So you come in here, maybe you go to undergrad, but you definitely need to get your master's. You need to get your higher education degree, because with this degree, 20% of all H-1B visas are held, or excuse me, 20% extra are held for these higher degree or these specialized
Right.
degree holders to be.
So
able
if
to
they're
use
just scamming, there's running the scam. It's just so obvious. Oh, all I gotta do is fill these positions. You just would check a box on a piece of paper and I get 20 grand. You don't think, with people being so desperate right now, you don't think there's gonna be a ton of people who go, you mean they're just giving money out just for doing the checks? Yeah, that's all you gotta do is get the checklist, put the certification in there, and I got a cousin down there to get the thing going. Just kick them back 2%. Blah blah blah. It's a racket.
lottery, because again, we have too many people applying for the H-1B that there's some left over for having these specialized degrees. So everyone comes in, they get these specialized degrees, so they have a better chance of winning the lottery, so companies can't sponsor their visas. So there really isn't any constraints here. Anyone could go to these random universities and get these specialized degrees. And what are they taught? I mean, probably really
It was a good idea at one time. Someone had the heart in the right place, but with all these things, when if there's any kind of financial shenanigans available, they will be fully exploited until closed. That's America.
nothing useful. I'm going to be honest, if you're not going to a prestigious university. I mean, you're probably taught some good things, but let's be real. They're moreover looking to have you come in, pay your insane international tuition, and then get a paper certificate saying
Just like all these boot camps. We're gonna teach you Python in 2 weeks. You're gonna have $100,000 job. Like, oh really? For me, yeah, but we're gonna teach you how to pass the test and pass the interviews, and you'll be number one on the list. We'll just teach you all the cheat codes. Look, man, you can't have a society, a civilization with everybody running cheat codes. You can allow it on the fringes a little bit, but when the main thing is cheat codes, no, man. No, your civilization's cooked.
You could continue in this process and be part of that selected group of H-1B visas that are able to more likely increase your chances of getting your sponsorship. And from what I know, it's about 20%. Maybe it's not 20%. I think it's around 10% chance instead of having around a 2% chance of winning the lottery. Now, those numbers might be a little
So
off,
you
but
just, so it's like gambling. You would call it a lottery.
let's move past that for now. So after that, you are on your F1 visa when you come here, and universities do this to get them more money. We understand that. But after that, you could hop into what is an OPT extension of an F1 visa. So what is an OPT extension?
Yeah, they're all, oh yeah, I forgot to mention this is like EB1 or E1B thing that they're just gonna sidestep this whole H-1B, and there's H-1B can also be grandfathered in, so all the people that are there already, they're gonna be able to do subcontracting. So this H-1B thing isn't going away. It's the whole thing about this over financialization and scamming level that everyone's gotten into. This has got to be coming near the end of it. This has to be near the end of it, because it's just, nobody's can find any work. No one's falling for the scams everywhere. Everyone's super black pilled on everything. It's like everyone's like super suspicious. Like assassinations and political people just want to talk. It's a mess.
Of an F1 visa. Now, this is where it gets juicy. So, if you get a job in your field, so again, OPT is good for 3 years. And if you get a job in your field, again, let's talk computer science, you get a job as a coder, all you need to do is meet the prevailing wage for 20 hours a week. That is all. Now, if that's all you need to satisfy your OPT training for your F1 visa, a lot of companies have realized that they could abuse this. So, what do? They basically just throw you on their payroll, and
they figured out they could abuse it. Wow. American businesses at the end of the financialization cycle, when we've been completely de-atomized and all transactions are super transactional, and nobody has extra time because they have to now work 2 extra jobs just to pay their rent because their insurance prices are still keep going up. What?
And yes, they are taking money from the visa applicants, where there's companies out there where the visa applicants they pay the companies so that these companies will put them on their payroll. And if they're on their payroll, guess what? They meet their OPT requirements and they are good to go.
Right.
So they have 3 years of essentially paying companies, if they are unfortunately not able to work for a reputable company that actually treats them like employees, of doing this to sponsor their OPT visa. Okay, so you have to go into a ton of debt to go to these master's programs. And then after you go into a ton of debt to go into these master's programs, what do you do next? You then have to get OPT extension. And a lot of the time it's hard to find jobs. I mean, if you look at, you've seen videos of this, people putting out thousands and thousands of applications. I mean, you hear testimonies of people saying they applied to 20,000 tech jobs. I mean, you wonder why there's so much saturation in the market. It's because these students coming out of these master's programs are trying to find these jobs.
Yeah, because during the COVID, all it was for years and years. It was like, oh, and this is going to go up forever, forever and ever. And all you got to do is learn to code and you're good. Everybody's like, oh, that failed. They never say, oh, it's done now. They never say that. There's like, oh, I can't find a job. It's like, well, that's done now. You thought that the easy code getting in there coding and you thought you're going to get a job with that? No, that was only for a brief moment of time anyway. Now we're back to the thing where it's like, unless you're like hardcore into it, forget it. Stop. It's not coming back anyway. Not like that. So people that are into it, that are hardcore, yeah, we're gonna take a little price hit, and we're gonna deal with these offshore people until they figure out, oh yeah, it's just cheaper just to get somebody on shore that understands the culture and in the same time zone. That'll be cheaper and easier because they promised the world, but we just get scammed. So it's okay. Well, the people are gonna learn eventually. And there's a big opportunity. Once I went into my adventure-driven development course or series, there's a bigger opportunity to take these people's lunches because they think they're going to get away with this. These companies think they're going to get away with this. So I was like, no, we're going to eat your lunch one way or another. Watch.
Jobs, and they are mass applying to find these jobs here. So is this good business to get into? Is this a way to make a lot of money, just taking everyone's OPT training and giving them 20 hours and kind of throttling or doing?
Yes, if there's a scam available that allows them to do that, yes, this is America. Did you see the boot camp? Remember the boot camps?
Whatever you're going to do to kind of abuse that. Companies are doing that, and it's kind of shameful. So once you get through that, you then can start trying to get into the H-1B lottery.
Of course it's shameful, but when the times get tough, the tough people do tough shit. They do mean stuff. It's like, that's like, really? You're gonna do that? It's like, yep. It's either this or garbage man. So I'm gonna do this. And that's the attitude. And if people don't like it, that's their problem. And if you believe that these people are trained up in these tiny strip mall universities with their certificates, you think they're really going to be able to pull it off? Okay. Good luck.
And trying to get sponsored. So your company will sponsor you. Usually that's why people do it, because the company will sponsor them. You get into the lottery, and you have 3 years essentially till your OPT expires to try to win that lottery, or unfortunately you would have to go back to your country of origin. And if you win that lottery, and again, if you have the specialized degree, you have a better chance of winning that lottery, and you can apply 3 times there while being in the country under OPT. And if you win, boom, you could get sponsored, you get paid your prevailing wage, and then you can move ahead there. So this whole pipeline is just...
Is there anything like this for Americans? Nope. Nothing like this at all. Good luck, guys. Hope you figure it out.
And when I see people in the comments talking about how all these people coming from overseas have these advanced degrees, well, it's because it's essentially required. Every American would get these advanced degrees if the pipeline was set up like this to reward this type of behavior. And it's honestly insane this has been able to go on for so long, and all these things are there, and it really hurts the American worker. So
it's not insane. It's just the end of the financialization cycle. Look, the fat profits, the low-hanging fruit, they've all been picked and eaten. Now we're going to the edge, and they're scraping the bottom of the barrel, trying to get that hyper profit out of it. It's like, you're not going to get hyper profit. You're just going to get regular profit. No. We have to have hyper profits. We have to break the bank because really what they know is like, this is almost over. This loophole is about to close. And they're like, get while you're getting's good, because the getting's almost to be done. One way or another.
Now let's get into some things here, some kind of misunderstanding. So I'm going to switch to this article here.
Here we go.
Okay, so this article is from the website Jobs.now, and it's unveiling the truth about H-1B visas. Are American workers being sidelined? So we start talking about the posting about the impact of H-1B visas on American workers, and really starting to hear a common response. And again, I've repeated this common response, and unfortunately I'm mistaken here, and a lot of people are mistaken here, and it's companies have to prove that they couldn't find an American before they can sponsor an immigrant. Now, that's something you might have thought needed to take place for an H-1B visa, but again, these are just people looking for specialized roles. if you just are in these specialized roles, companies don't need to actually go out and make sure an American can't fill this role. This is only for green card holders and that perm process that we're going to go into detail here. So they are not required to hire American workers, and it's on a fact sheet. Again, I'm going to kind of glaze over this. You could go to this article. I'll link this in the description for you to read more about it. So the answer lies in the perm process, where employers.
I thought they had to look. They didn't have to look. The United States is not even a country. It's an economic zone. And here, people come here to extract resources and leave. There's not a culture here. There's no society here. People don't care about each other. All they care about is them. How much money can I get and extract? And the people that come here on these Asian, they're sending money back home, trying to get their shit figured out as well, at the expense of somebody else here in America and their society. Now they got to work 2 jobs, and their society's broken, and it's getting worse. And like, no, man, it's a magic soil. It's like, no, it's not magic soil, man. There was a culture here. We're in the fumes of it, the remnants of it, and they're extracting as much value out of it before it just falls over and just becomes another Brazil.
Can apply to bring a worker to the U.S. permanently. So again, this is that green card instead of the temporary 5-year term of H-1B visa. I believe it's actually 6-year term an H-1B visa can be before they need to go ahead and get a green card. So to attain this permanent status for a worker, employers do have to perform a U.S. labor market test in which the company advertises the job they desire to fill publicly for at least 30 days. So there it is right there. You do need to prove that an American can fill this job for you to have this green card.
See, I keep on hearing this back and forth thing. Like they do, they don't, but it looks like the law says you do, but who's checking? Has anybody gone to jail for this? Has anybody even been investigated for this? I think the answer is no, because we probably hear about it by now. Don't you think? Don't you think? Google investigated for H-1B, and they probably did a little class action lawsuit and just keep going. Just do whatever. You just pay off these people and shut them up. You know, it's something like that. They can't let this go. They got to put maximum profits because they're about to go out of business. They got to get their bonus this quarter because they're about to go out of business.
So the rules of labor market.
This is how they're acting, right? Because they're not really thinking too far down the head. They're obviously not thinking that far down the head. They're not really. You can see there's everything super extractive, grabby, stample over everybody's elbows, just fuck you, get out of my way, Because if it was more, because back in the day when things people were calm and they made more sense, they were polite with each other. Oh, hi, you're professional. We're doing this, we're doing that. But now it's coming to the end of the financials. Like, where's my profit? I need my fucking 900%. Gonna go profit. Put AI in the fucking title. Just get it on the thing. H-1B visas. We got all the. Look at our profits. It's like missing the big picture. But whatever. This is the part of the phase we're in. This weird over financialization phase where everyone just fights and scraps and takes advantage of it. Super atomized. You know, hyper divorced. Everyone's separate, living in the little bubbles, getting get Amazon tubes piped up to their house. And is this really what we're doing? Okay.
Are intended to provide protection so that U.S. workers have every opportunity to apply for a job before an immigrant worker is offered permanent status to fill an open role. But the reality is that immigration law firms have optimized the process to minimize chances that the immigration process will be slowed down by interviewing American citizens for the job. So yes, they're going to essentially make it very difficult. So yes, essentially, they're going to make it very difficult for Americans to find these jobs that they're trying to have these green card holders apply for.
Yeah, that's what site Jobs.now is about. You can go see these where they post these things. They got scanners all over the place, and then you can go try and apply to the jobs. And they have to like look at your stuff at least before they say it. So I don't know if this is helping or hindering, but if nobody's checking this stuff, which I don't think anybody is, if nobody's looking into these companies and seeing if they're actually checking, they're getting away with murder. It's a stupid law. It's like if they just put a postage in the a note in the local paper. It's like, yeah, I made an announcement. See, just because you didn't see it, that's your problem, not our problem. It's fucking scams. Like these are loopholes. Like you could have applied. We posted it right there. You could have applied. Look, Your Honor. We posted the article right here on an obscure website buried deep 16 levels deep for 10 minutes on a Tuesday. Get out of here.
And make sure that no Americans can apply for this job. So again, they can speed up the process for these applicants to get these green cards. So back to the article. So jobs for which these companies plan to sponsor will meet the minimum requirements by.
Nobody asks these questions. Like, okay, is there some kind of regulation agency, some kind of officers, or like a revenue officers, like all kinds of officers, the federal There are people out going checking these businesses or spot checks, some kind of like statistical, stochastical check. No, none of that. Oh, so they're gonna just you're gonna use the honor system like they did with those loans, no job, those ninja loans, no job, no work, no income, no paperwork. Back in 2008, people buying 16 houses, no job, like that honor system. Oh, what happened with that honor system?
By posting the job
We're
for
still dealing with it now, aren't we? 15 years later.
30-day period, only in print classified section of newspapers, and devising convoluted application processes requiring mailed-in paper applications instead of the typical online form application. Mail-in job applications? What are we doing? That is just absurd in today's day and age. So abuses like this have been documented by companies as large as Apple. So again, companies do this and they get caught.
Oh, they get caught, but they don't get 25 million is nothing. We need 25 billion for the amount of stuff that they've been saying. No, you can't do this. You get all that profit you thought you were gonna make. We take that back. 25 million. That's a fucking rounding error. This is some deep state scam bullshit.
For 25 million in 2023 for devising a perm market test process which illegally discriminated against U.S. citizens. So again, they're making it very difficult for the U.S. citizen to find these jobs.
Did anybody go to jail? No, nobody went to jail. So they just do it again. Good job, JB. Make sure because you kind of hide a little bit better next time. 25 million. We're gonna take that out of your bonus of 700 million this year. So maybe be better next time. So be careful.
These jobs which they are qualified for. So despite landmark fines, companies persist in setting up adversarial perm market tests that hide job postings from U.S. citizens to speed up immigration applications.
Yeah, of course.
Yes,
there's no law against that, right? Didn't say that. You didn't say where to put it. Just said to not to publish it somewhere. That stuff is so stupid. Man, they're getting ready for a kickback on this shit, man.
And Netflix, all these companies are doing this to be able to speed up this process. So yes, you can only have the H-1B for 6 years, then you have to get this green card to get this permanent status. And once you have the green card, you are set. So that is the ultimate goal, to get the green card and then move into U.S. citizenship. The green card is there for 10 years, and it auto renews after 10 years. So that is the end goal here. That is why this whole pipeline exists. That is why this whole process is followed. Right. It's because to get the green card. But again, there's protections on the green card, where the green card has to be a job that Americans can't fill. So you want to see some examples of what these jobs look like and why it's so hard for Americans to apply to these jobs even though they're qualified? Let's take a look here. All right, so a proposal to protect skilled American workers through visa reform. So here's the summary. H-1B and perm programs are being systematically abused. We know that. Expand H-1B labor market testing.
Oh, yeah, they're going to try and fix it.
Modernize perm recruitment requirements. Force companies to post jobs on their main websites and mainstream job boards, LinkedIn, Indeed, accept digital applications and use general recruiting staff rather than immigration-only processes. Classic. Curtail OPT visa programs. I've talked about that. Add financial disincentives for immigrant hiring. So with the $100,000 application fee for the H-1B visa, yes, that is kind of the first step, discouraging and disincentivizing companies from doing it. Because again, another video I've made, it makes all the sense in the world to just grab OPT workers or the OPT extension F1 visa workers.
Come on, wouldn't you? So yeah, this has got to end. This has to end. Once the next regime is installed, this has to all go away. When nationalist regime is installed, this stuff is ridiculous, because these corporations love these H-1B and all these green card people, because they like you. If you don't work like a dog, we're gonna get rid of you. I'm gonna send you back to your shithole country. This is so bad for everybody except for the corporations. And even then, they're getting are they getting really good people? I mean, providing services, but Americans don't care. They don't know what quality is anyway. It's been so degraded. They don't even know if it's piece of shit quality. They don't even know. They send their kids to public school. They don't know what quality is. So I get it. And then it's also just another indication of the end phase of the financialization, when the people who are in charge of the society, all they can see is how you extract resources and extract money and extract from people, as opposed to building a real life in an IRL community where people care about each other. Yeah, this is failure mode for societies, by the way. This is completely unsustainable, by the way. Anybody thinks that this is keep going like this is completely delusional and have not looked at history for more than 3 seconds.
Why in the HE double hockey sticks would you grab an American to fill a junior role or a smaller role?
Not with these scams going on.
They usually won't work for only 20 hours a week.
Not with these massive loopholes. But again, are you betting the farm on this? Because this is going to it's going to all be clawed back. All we have to have is the will to claw. It's like, no, you can't do this. 25 million, no, $25 billion fine. You get shut down now. All that stuff you thought you were getting away with the profits, no, we claw that back. This is not new. This is not unheard of.
They usually won't have as, you won't have as much control over them. So every company is doing this. Why wouldn't you?
You have to.
Okay, so why is there a problem? We've went over
No
this. Blah,
wonder.
blah,
No
blah.
wonder the economy's a shit. No wonder the computer tech software industries is total failure mode. Why wouldn't it be? How could it survive this? And with domestic labor, explain how would we like? How would it not be this way? Be like, well, gee, let's H-1B. It's like how would it? How would not this particular setup? How would it not cause devastation?
Oh, here's an interesting. For example, the country's largest H-1B employer, Amazon, has over 7,000 applications in
Oh my
2024,
God.
and 45% of these roles paid under $150,000. Their most common H-1B title was software engineer too. Now, again, that's the most basic
Christ.
role. A role whose title makes it clear it's only one step above entry level. Now, I've actually never met someone who's a software engineer one. I didn't even know that existed. I thought that maybe for like interns or something. I didn't even know someone could be a software engineer one. You almost never see them. Everyone you talk to is usually a software engineer two. It is extremely common to use H-1Bs to fill early career roles that do not require extensive specialized experience. Yes, probably because of the control you get and things you could do here with the employee that companies covet. So, within the
There's the
employment-based green card
EB2.
program, blah, 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 the PERM program relentlessly has employers not complying with the qualifying criteria. So again, yes, they have to make sure that the American worker is not able to fill this job. And companies just say,
Oh, how do they do that? Oh, they can look around. Well, nobody answered. I had buried 16 pages deep and things with code, with a little code thing. Nobody answered it. So, yeah, I guess we're the only ones we can find is a foreigner. Oh, gee, at 20% less. Golly gosh. That doesn't understand what a constitution is and never heard of a Bill of Rights, don't even know what the Second Amendment was for, and doesn't give a fuck about the First Amendment. Well, shut up when told. Oh, that's a great way to create a society. Free? Oh, you like the freedom? Goodbye, freedom. Ding dongs. You're so silly. You guys are retarded.
oh, we don't care. We're going to skirt around it. And the fine, who cares? $25 million to Apple? That's nothing. That's
That's
25 cents too.
nothing.
Like, not
That's nothing. That's what 1,000 laptops that they paid what $25 a pop. Ooh, you really got them. Ooh, boy, they're gonna shut down that operation now. You really showed them. Boy, justice served.
not even 25 cents. That's like
Fuck outta here.
0.025 cents to
Our
the average
United
American.
States government's a
Specifically during
joke.
perm labor market tests, it's become
Our
more common
country's
in
a
industry for
joke.
employers to rig the recruitment process to avoid finding qualified U.S. workers.
What a joke
Employers
we are.
abuse the minimum perm requirements and process of
Americans are suckers and jokes. Rubes, Johns, and jokes. Everyone thinks in the world thinks we're idiots. For this shit. Rightfully so. And no one gets penalized for this. They're like, no, I get to keep my mansion and my yachts and my 401ks and my huge my stock portfolio. No. Oh, slap on there's 25 million. Oh, darn. We're sorry. We won't do that again.
posting
Fucking
ads only
Jesus
on the
fucking
state
shit.
workforce agency and in 2 newspapers, which are not common job recruitment for professional jobs in 2025.
Yeah.
Of course, they're not professional job recruitment. They're trying to make it so you can't find them. No one's looking at a
Right.
newspaper for jobs anymore. What is this, mint?
They're what is it called? They're adhering to the letter of the law, but not the nature of the law. And obviously someone's been paid off for all this bullshit. Vivek Swarmy. And the scam group of Trumps, freaking scam coining. Come on, our country's a joke. All this, by the way, is not going to happen for much longer. That's the other thing too. It's like, oh no, this is golly gee, this is so terrible. It's like, no, this is about to end, one way or another. I'm not gonna do shit. I just know history.
1980. Both Apple in 2023 and Facebook in 2021 had similar patterns of behavior during perm market labor tests. They did not list postings on their website. That's absurd for a job paying over 6 figures. They required applications by postal mail only. Oh my God, they did not follow the same recruiting process as for normal open roles. As a result, obviously, all these roles go through and there's really no hiccups because no Americans are able to apply. So let's look at exhibits of what it is here. So here is classified section for Instacart. I mean, look at this here. This is multiple roles here. And is this in a newspaper article? It's in the San Francisco Chronicle. Who the heck is going to see this? And look at this. Another one from OpenAI.
Nobody reads the newspapers anymore, but we published it. Look right there, Your Honor. We published it. See? We'll be putting a little donation for your campaign next year. If you notice that we published it right here. Yep, they published it, so it's all good. They get to hire all billion pajeets. Yep, sounds good. Really? Oh, you think we're not going to figure it out? You think there's going to be a lot of people out of work who are pretty smart and can organize. Once we figure out what you guys been doing, you don't think things are going to go a little sideways for you, maybe? Didn't think it through? No, just quarterly profits. That's all you care about? $25 million. Well, that's fine. That's it's like a rounding error.
Just post a bunch of jobs in here. I mean, this is insane here. Tribune, and this is for what? A financial services? I mean, no American's going to find this. Look at these. These are so obfuscated. Wow. And so you see what we're dealing with here. People are just skirting the system. So this gives a lot of ways to kind of go
No,
in
they're
there. So
taking
introduce a
full
whistleblower
advantage
mechanism
of
for
it.
employers to report.
As written, sir. Don't think this is like a mistake. It's like, so long as millennials like it, they haven't been around long enough. This is a mistake. This isn't an oversight. You thought it was a mistake and oversight? Oh, gee, they just kind of, it's like they're just taking advantage of a loophole. No, those loopholes are put there. Lobby to PB there. What do you think this? What do you think this is? It's a democracy. Oh, really? Really?
Or abuse or displacement for American workers. A lot of things here. I will again have these articles in the description for you to go through. So as you can see, where things can be used to gain advantage for companies, it will happen, and resources will be investment to make it happen, because this is how you get ahead as companies. This is how you get the employers you wanted. Excuse me, the employees you wanted, and this is how you get.
No, well, they get employees that fit the role enough, and they get to screw out, pocket the difference. This stuff has got to go. This stuff's got to end. One way or another, it's going to end.
Competitive advantage in the market by getting this labor that you have absolute and total control over. So
yes,
this is absurd.
Yes, way more control, because they don't know their rights. They don't not part of the society. They don't know the culture that created the amount of abundance and the amount of freedom here. They don't understand that. They just think, it's just kind of magic soil. Wow, there's rich over there. It's like, no. There's a real reason why things are like they are. We're at one of the fumes of it now. The remnants of it. He doesn't even realize it's like, oh no, it's a mistake and oversight. No. This is all intentional. The days of thinking it was an oversight or they're idiots. No. That's long gone. No. There's so much of this from every single angle and everything where there could be a buck involved, and someone could get their palm greased for looking over paperwork. Come on. Stop giving them the benefit of the doubt. They're criminals. This is criminal activity. Evidence of criminal activity. People involved are criminals. They need to be treated as such, and they will one day. Watch. One day they will. And not just find $25 million bullshit.
To me that this is going on and is not being talked about enough. And so I would really recommend you take the time to look up what's going on here and understand the process and understand the abuses that are happening here. Because again, at the end of the day, it just makes it less and less desirable for someone, a tech company especially, any specialized role, essentially, to hire American workers, because there is no advantage to hiring an American worker over someone who has a visa. All right, let me know what you think of this video in the comments, guys. That's it.
And that will be changing at some point. I'm not going to have anything to do with that. That's stuff for you kids, but yeah, criminal activity. Give me a like, subscribe. Go give him a like and subscribe. I won't talk to you soon.